Okay, let's tackle one of the biggest questions out there. What is life, really? What's that spark that separates something that's alive from something that's, well, not? That's what we're digging into today. All right, to get us started, here's a little puzzle for you. On one hand, you've got a simple houseplant, and on the other, a salt crystal. Now, at first glance, they seem to have something in common, right? They both can grow, but we all kind of know instinctively that one is alive and the other one definitely isn't. So how do we actually know that? What's the real scientific difference? Well, lucky for us, science actually has a checklist for this exact problem. We're going to use a simple 4-point test to sort this out once and for all, to see why the plant is alive and the crystal is just a rock. All right, let's jump right into rule number 1. And this one is all about energy. You could say that to be alive, you've got to be your own little power station. The scientific term for this is respiration. And the key word, the most important word here, is continuously. See, living things are always working on the inside. They're constantly breaking stuff down to release energy that powers, well, everything. Growing, moving, repairing, even when you're fast asleep. And this is where the difference becomes super clear. The houseplant, it's like this busy little factory, non-stop, turning sunlight and nutrients into the fuel it needs to live. But the salt crystal, it's just sitting there. It's totally passive. It has no internal engine, no need for fuel, and it's definitely not making any of its own. So that's point number 1, and it's a huge check mark for the houseplant. Okay, on to our second point. And this one gets back to that whole idea of growth we talked about right at the start. Because, yeah, it can be a little tricky. So here's the deal. The most important question is how something grows. Is it an inside job or an outside job? See, real living things, they grow from the inside out. They take in food, they process it, and they use that stuff to build more of themselves. And this comparison just nails it, doesn't it? Our plant is actively consuming food, sunlight and nutrients to build new cells, new leaves. It's all happening from within. The salt crystal, on the other hand, it only gets bigger when new layers of salt are just slapped onto its surface. So it's not actually building itself, it's just being built upon. That's a huge difference. And yep, another point for the plant. All right, next up is a big one. This is a characteristic that is absolutely crucial for life to even continue. We're talking about the ability to make more of yourself. And that, of course, is reproduction. I mean, you could argue it's the main goal of any life form, right? To pass on your genetic blueprint and create brand new, independent individuals. It's what drives everything. So, how does our plant do on this test? Oh, it passes with flying colors. It can make seeds, or you could even just take a cutting, pop it in some water, and boom, a whole new plant. Now, what about the salt crystal? Well, you can smash it into a million little pieces, but you haven't created anything new. You've just got smaller bits of the same old crystal. It has zero ability to reproduce. Okay, we've arrived at our 4th and final rule. And for this one, we're shifting gears a bit from what living things do to what they're made of. We're going to look at their internal design. Here's the thing about life. It's not just a random jumble of stuff. It's a highly, highly organized system. Don't think of it like a messy pile of bricks. Think of it like a skyscraper, where every single girder, every wire, every window has a purpose and a place. And this organization is built up in layers, from the bottom up. So at the very bottom, you have the cells. These are your individual bricks. Then those bricks get grouped together to make tissues. Think of those as the walls. The tissues then form organs, which are like the rooms of the building, say a leaf or a flower. And finally, all those rooms work together as entire organ systems to make the whole building function. So when we put our plant and our crystal side by side on this one, wow, the difference is just night and day. The plant is this masterpiece of organization, right? It's got specialized cells doing very different jobs, some making food in the leaves, others soaking up water in the roots. And the salt crystal, it's just a simple repeating pattern of atoms, over and over and over. There's no complexity, no different parts doing different jobs. So let's recap. The big takeaway here is the simple 4-point checklist. To be alive, you have to make your own energy, grow from the inside, be able to reproduce, and have a complex, organized body. Our little houseplant, it nails every single one. The salt crystal strikes out completely, not a single box checked. But here's where it gets really interesting. This framework is great for the obvious stuff, but it also opens up some really cool puzzles. Think about a virus, for instance. Does it count? Well, it can reproduce, but only if it hijacks a living cell to do the work. It has a structure, sure, but no cells, and it doesn't grow or make its own energy. So, what is it? Is it alive? This is what's so cool. These rules are great, but they also show us this weird, blurry line between what's living and what's not. And that's where some of the biggest mysteries in science are still waiting to be solved.